Hello, I am Susie Moore. Remember to hit subscribe and give that like button some loving because today we are talking about something we all love, which is guilt. Guilt, guilt, guilt. It is a completely useless emotion and it can be so completely consuming. One thing that most people don't know is that guilt is actually connected to the reward center of the brain, meaning subconsciously, when we feel guilty, often we'll oddly reward ourselves by maybe watching too much TV, eating something unhealthy, or doing something that just really allows us to relax and veg out. So guilt is not entirely our fault. Our brains naturally gravitate towards it sometimes because it can allow us some relief. What I do know for sure is that guilt is a completely wasted emotion when we're feeling bad about ourselves. What is good about it? Think about it. How does it help us serve others? How does it help us show up in the world in a good way? It simply doesn't. So I'm going to be sharing with you 5 things that you can stop feeling guilty about right now. Number 1 is not being available 24/7 for everybody else. You might forget this, but that phone of yours, it's for your convenience, not for anybody else's. Just because you have access to email and the Twitter and Instagram 24/7 doesn't mean you have to be on there and receptive to everybody. In fact, there are plenty of emails that I get that I never even respond to. You have full permission to do this too. The second is living away from family. Now, this is true for me in my life, and yes, you miss people, you love them, but life requires us to make choices that suit us, and life simply disconnects people, right? It can separate people, not intentionally, but if you're really doing you sometimes in the best and most important way, that will mean that sometimes you're going to be apart from the people that you love. And that can be a shame. Yes, you can make efforts to see them, but nothing that you need to feel guilty about. It's simply a matter of you living your best life for yourself. The third is treating yourself. Why do we feel so guilty when we do something good for ourselves? You matter. You're allowed a break, a massage, a bubble bath, a new item of clothing. Why would you think that you don't? Let me ask you a question. If someone that you loved did that kind thing for themselves, would you berate them? Would you say, that's not such a good idea? If you wouldn't tell that person, don't tell yourself. Treating yourself is nothing to apologize for, nor feel guilty about. Number 4 is ending a relationship. This comes up a lot as a coach. People feel very guilty about ending relationships. Whereas the thing that may really deserve our attention is the unfairness of being in a relationship when it's not working. And that goes for both parties. Would you want somebody in a relationship with you if their heart simply wasn't in it? This can also go for friendships too. Often when we do what's right for us, what our heart is telling us to do, it's often right for the other person. So it deserves the opposite of guilt because it's taking courage for you to end something. Number 5, and this is very important, you never need to feel guilty about your own good fortune. I have a friend who kind of always wants to hide how much money she's making from her husband in case it makes him feel bad. And she kind of does the same thing with her family because she's very successful as a businesswoman. And what I say is that's a disservice to everybody, because in life we need real role models to show us what's possible, to show us what we can do with our lives, and to show us what it is that we can achieve too. If you're hiding your own good fortune and your own blessings, you're not inspiring other people and allowing them to see what could be possible for them too. This doesn't mean you have to take photos of yourself on private jets or yachts or, criticize anybody who's not at your level. Heck no. But what you can do is you can just tell the truth. You can show up as yourself, as your own humble self, and allow other people to naturally be inspired by you because it's your light that will inspire others, not your darkness. Remember this, feeling guilt is a completely useless emotion and it can lead us to making bad choices because of that reward connection in our brain. So think about it. If you're doing something that is of service to you without harming anybody else, there is nothing, my friend, to feel guilty about.